we're all about active living. Our own Natalie Martin stops by the podcast to chat about being an active living coordinator, what all is involved in public health education, and some of the projects she's most proud of. And we can't talk about active living without bringing up our favorite workout songs. And later, let's debunk some old wives' tales. Swimming after eating? Do bulls really hate the color red? And what do we think of the 5-second rule? All that and more coming up on Health is Real.
Come on in, stay a while. Andrew Stinson alongside Zach Watson and Angela Ta. This is Health is Real from Franklin County Public Health, coming to you from Memorial Hall in downtown Columbus. Angela, how's it going today?
Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Zach, at the end of the table there, how's it going?
Wonderful day, wonderful friends, wonderful guest, wonderful all around.
Oh, boy.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of our guest, Natalie Martin is here. She's the Active Living Coordinator here at Franklin County Public Health. How are you doing today, Natalie?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Of course. It's great to have you here. So tell us a little bit about what an Active Living Coordinator does.
Yeah, so active living really just focuses on kind of like promoting movement, breaking down barriers within the community for people to be able to be physically active in their own space, in their own neighborhood. So it really just kind of revolves around safety, accessibility, knowledge about how to do so when being active. So we do a little bit of like education, which is kind of my parallel role name is health educator. So education, advocacy, policy writing. So lots of different things, but all around movement.
Awesome. And how did you find yourself here at FCPH? How did you make your way over to Franklin County?
So I jumped around a little bit post-grad, trying to figure out what within public health I wanted to do since it is so broad. I did my internship at Columbus City's Employee Wellness Program, so that's kind of a little bit of my background and interest on like movement and active living related. We did some other things mental health-wise through that too, just all around employee wellness. And then I switched and did AmeriCorps for 2 years. I did 2 different programs and after school kind of helping prep for college. And then I switched to refugee resettlement and I did a couple different things through that. But I really just, with that, I did kind of cultural orientation for some of the new Americans there. So that really kind of brought back my interest in education, I guess, and like health education, since we did go over some like importance on vaccines for school and things like that. But then my role started to focus a little bit more on just like volunteer coordination. So I wanted to jump back more into just specifically public health. So that's what brought me here. Kind of did a bunch of different things, but I think I kind of found where I wanted to be with public health.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you had mentioned that your sort of parallel title is health educator. Mm-hmm. For someone who maybe isn't as familiar with the public health realm, could you maybe describe a little bit what a health educator does?
Yeah, so at least in my opinion, health education really focuses on getting to know the community that you're working with, kind of learning a little bit more, maybe asking them questions about what they have access to or what they don't, really just understanding kind of their strengths and gaps within the community, accessibility-wise, safety-wise, things like that, like I mentioned. And that just really helps us assess and determine what their need is specific to that community, because every community is going to be different and only they will know what that really is to help guide you. But then taking those different needs and helping kind of create strategies, programs, new policies, things like that, and different educational materials to kind of, I guess, inform and improve their well-being. And so really just the general goal of health education is to help a specific community learn what it is and how they can be living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, like in their individual space.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Very cool. Very customizable.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a lot of face-to-face education, but there's also the pushing of the different programs that you do.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance doing that where you sometimes you're in one-on-one situations and sometimes you're not?
Yeah, I think logistically how I balance a lot is definitely I'm a big like calendar girly. I
Yeah.
need to put everything, even in my personal life, someone makes a plan to hang out, it's got to be in my calendar. So that helps a lot. So just making sure I'm putting different specific dates and things like that. And that kind of helps me get in the mindset of, okay, do I need to, if I have an event tomorrow, get all the materials ready or think about what I'll be discussing if a different event is focused on maybe like the aging population or school age kids, things like that. Or if it's, say, like a past project I worked on recently was like a beautification of a pedestrian trail, kind of getting together because that was paired with teaching kids how to safely walk and bike to school. So kind of getting together my notes that I want to talk about for pedestrian safety and things like that. So really just kind of keeping everything in line and seeing when certain deadlines are, when things are coming up. And that kind of gets me in the focus of, am I going to be doing community engagement? Am I going to be doing maybe like writing educational things? Am I going to be working like last year with city members for policy writings for like different safe walking and biking policies? So really just keeping everything in line of, you know, if I'm doing like an educational thing or more of like a policy or curriculum type thing.
It's a lot to have to balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it kind of goes seamlessly, like all focusing on active living. There is a lot of different pieces to it, I guess, where it's like different programs, walking or biking, or how to connect physical activity with mental health, or even just like I've worked a little bit with our tobacco cessation team about how to use that as like a tool for quitting smoking or vaping. So really just kind of keeping on top of what I have coming next. And it's easy to navigate that way.
Yeah, and you know, I got to see you in action when you did the Hilliard Mindfulness Trail.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if you could tell the people at home about, you know, what is the Hilliard Mindfulness Trail, and maybe, you know, if someone is interested in this, maybe this could happen in their community. What was that?
Absolutely. It was definitely a journey getting all of that together. And we actually have another one that kind of inspired it in Whitehall that Angela actually helped put together prior.
You don't say.
It's true.
Yes. So that was great to kind of have that as an example, but we do it through our community health action teams. So I paired with our, what we call our chat coordinator. And those are just different community members that kind of want to do different health projects in their communities. So in Hilliard, they decided that they wanted to focus mostly on mental health is what we do in that community. So they have a really great high usage trail, I guess. A lot of people use it. It connects to the school, to kind of like their, I guess, downtown area of Hilliard. So it gets a lot of traction. So we put some mindful mile signs along there. So we work with the chat members, some mental health professionals to kind of get the wording that we wanted for all of those signs and what we wanted those signs to specifically focus on. So we wanted to obviously promote physical activity as a tool for mental health and mindfulness, things like that. But there was about 9 signs that we had about a mile long that are in there in Hilliard, and it's along the Heritage Trail by the McCoy Center. But it goes into like an introduction of mindfulness, guided breathing, and then it goes into like the sight, smell, sound, all of those different aspects of mindfulness. And it just is kind of like a guided walk. So like a peaceful little walk that they have available. And then after that, we started a Mindful Monday series. And that's also in Hilliard. That's at their YMCA, the last Monday of every month from 6:30 to 7:30. And that is focused on mindfulness also, but it kind of changes. So we had like an introduction, a yoga class. We have some future plans for like journaling, things like that. So yeah, really excited to get those signs installed now. They're beautiful. They have a sunflower on them. They look great there, and you can't miss them. They're huge. So if you go along that trail, you'll definitely see them.
Love that. So you've mentioned the mindfulness signs. You've mentioned the beautification and the policy side of things that you did some work on. Can you maybe share with us what you touch a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
So what's been your favorite project you've worked on here so far?
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the diversity of it that I can do. Like, I was really excited to learn because definitely policy writing was new to me. And that's kind of like a big step that pushed more projects to be had and things like that when we worked with Reynoldsburg on writing their Complete Streets policy, which really just makes sure that all users are considered with new or like fixed up roadways, making sure the sidewalks are wide enough that there's adequate bus stop areas for people, bike lanes, things like that. So that was really cool because that was a little bit new to me. But really, I love, and I feel like maybe it's a little random, but I love doing walk audits. I think it's so fun.
Okay.
So it's really just when we walk around a specific area or community and kind of assess the safety measures and comfortability of walking or biking in that area. So I've done a couple of them, but I like to get out and get moving, and it's a great way to connect with the community because you always invite community members or different, like people from Ohio Department of Transportation, Columbus Public Health people join typically also, and just a lot of just general community members, people that work at local bike communities, at schools. So it's cool to connect with them that way. But then also just seeing kind of the momentum afterwards. So we did a walk audit last year, which led to the beautification of the pedestrian trail. They also led to further funding to get some sidewalks in on that area that there was gaps. So I just think it's a fun way to get out in the community and then also to see kind of the trickle down of what can come from those reports from the walk audits.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and when you talk about active living, you talk about exercising, you have to also talk about the workout songs. What do you listen to when you're outside? What kinds of songs do you typically like to jam out to when you're exercising or working out?
So I'll fight this till my last breath, but
I'm nervous.
the Black Eyed Peas are so underrated.
Oh, wow.
Everyone is great. They have a couple new albums that partner with a lot of Latin artists, and
very cool.
Most of you guys know that my fiance's first language was Spanish, so we definitely like jam out to those a lot on the way to the gym to hype us up. But I'm like a big cardio person, so I like to run. I like to, do dance workouts or elliptical, like things like that. So I feel like their music is very upbeat, but really it just changes, depends on kind of what workout you're doing, what your mood is that day. Things like that. So really, I just get on Apple Music usually. That's what I use, or Spotify, and just look up like workout. If I'm thinking like 2000s hip hop, or I'm thinking like current pop, or if I'm thinking reggaeton or something like that. So really, I just kind of use those pre-made workouts. But I'm telling you, Black Eyed Peas for any like on your way to work, your drive to work, that really just gets you ready for the day. So workout in general.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that. But I'll have to take a
nobody
look.
does. I told you they're underrated.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I go for
word
more of the rock, like classic rock, but also some of the
Nice.
newer, so like Jack White. That kind of gets you going too.
Yeah.
Zach, what about you? What do you go for?
Celine Dion at all times. No, I do. I
Should
do.
throw a couple Black Eyed Peas in there. Mix it up a little.
No,
They should collaborate.
They should. Yeah, they
Yes.
should. No, I listen to modern, sort of like within the last like 5 to 7 years / new modern hip hop when I tend to work out. I respect your Black Eyed Peas take. I just want to say Mazel Tov.
I was listening to them that morning and I heard that. I know.
Not one person followed up with a L'Chaim. Okay, wow.
It's from I Got a Feeling.
Okay, thank you. I
Oh
was
my
just like,
God.
what is he talking about? I feel
These
like
peop- do you see what? Do you see
Every
what? Yeah, do you see what I
episode.
deal with?
every episode there's some reference that Zach brings up, and I'm just sitting here like, what is he?
This is very difficult. Oh, okay, a cricket noise. This is
Yeah.
And now they got Latin. They're so diverse.
Wow.
Yeah.
But good for them. I mean, they're really pushing equity.
Angela, what about you? What do you go if it's not Celine Dion or the Black Eyed Peas? What do you go for?
Madonna. Love listening.
Classic Madonna?
Yes, classic Madonna. Like anything like 70s, 80s, like ABBA, all of that stuff. It's just, it's so good.
I love just like any scrolling through, like they always have just some new playlist or what's new today or just some sort of mix. So that's why because I like to change it up so that I don't get bored during my workouts, especially if I'm just like running or something. I need something new. So I like to do a little remix of playlists.
Love it. Natalie Martin, she's the active living coordinator here at Franklin County Public Health. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Did you have a politically charged conversation with a family member? Too many emails in your inbox? Traffic keeping you from the growing to-do list at home? Deep breaths can help. Deep breaths are a great way to regulate that out-of-control nervous system, lower your heart rate, and help you think clearly again. Breathing in for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 4 seconds, and releasing your breath for 4 seconds can really make a difference. Our own Zach has tried deep breaths, and here's what he has to say.
Zach, you're supposed to breathe out.
Deep breaths. They help when you do them right.
We've got 2, and you guys tell me which one you want more. Debunking cold and flu myths or old wives' tales.
Old wives' tales.
Yeah,
Come on.
100%.
Yeah, I
figured that
I
would be
don't know you if you don't pick old wives' tales.
That'd
Okay.
be fun.
19 old wives' tales you should stop believing by now.
Let's
Oh.
hear it. Yeah, let's
What are they
talk
talking
about
about?
Okay.
What do they want? What are they saying we shouldn't believe?
Old wives' tale, you can't swim after eating or you may drown.
That,
It's not true.
okay. Really?
Although you've probably heard your mother say it countless times, it is not true.
Why? Based on what?
The myth assumes that after eating, the body diverts blood from your limbs to the digestive tract, depleting your arms and legs of enough blood to swim. While it is true that digestion requires extra blood, the body does not drain the limbs of enough blood to work properly. The worst thing that could happen from swimming after eating is a small, harmless cramp.
That's what I always thought it was. I didn't think it was the whole diverting blood to the digestive tract, which like it rightfully said is true. I always get very cold after
Just get a
I
cramp.
eat. But yeah, you get a cramp. That's what I always heard.
I don't know, guys. I've almost drowned 6 different times after eating a hoagie before I hop in a pool. So
That might
I think
be
this.
the
I think this
hoagie.
old wives' tale may be true.
Seems
It doesn't-
situational.
It doesn't say anything about hoagies, so maybe that's a you thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be, but the world may never know.
Next old wives' tale. If you're carrying high, it's a girl. If you're carrying low, it's a boy. I've
No,
heard things
that's
like
a
this
lie.
before.
That is true. That's not a myth.
It is a myth.
No, it's not. I disagree. Who is this? What is there?
The
Credentials?
Healthy from Reader's Digest. It says, many expecting parents want to be surprised by the sex of their baby, adding a layer of suspense to their 9-month journey. Yet even the strongest wills can be tantalized by anticipation, with many parents wondering if the adage, if you're carrying high, it's a girl, low, it's a boy, is true. According to an associate chief at Northern Westchester Hospital, when a woman is pregnant, you cannot tell the sex of the baby based on how the woman is carrying the baby. If a woman looks like she's carrying high or low, it is based on the size and position of the baby and the shape of her pelvis.
Andrew, I just want to say something. Angela has been watching you with a look of, okay, propagandist, the entire time you've been reading it off. And I'm just sitting over here dying because she just does not believe any. You cited numerous sources and Angela's just wrong.
Unfortunately, the only verified ways to uncover the sex of your baby is to ask your doctor what the ultrasound shows, or just wait until the big day.
No.
So,
Sorry.
Angela, so
No. I have a friend whose mom
oh, she's got a friend.
was a midwife.
She's got a friend,
For
for
everyone.
years and years and years and years and years in Honduras. And when she came to the States, she wasn't practicing anymore, but she will get any of our friends that are pregnant. She will look at them for 5 seconds and she can guess. And she says it's always based on how they're carrying. And has 100% accuracy rate. She has never been wrong. So I don't believe that.
Next up, next old wives' tale. Zach is leaving us as we speak. Old wives' tale. If you cross your eyes for too long, they will get stuck that way.
Yeah, that one's hard to believe. It just hurts.
It does hurt.
Here, let's try.
Zach,
Let's,
yeah.
while,
Let's test it out.
While Andrew's reading the answer, let's just cross our eyes the whole time and see if we can uncross them when we're done. Ready?
Ready,
Go.
It happens the same way for everyone. 1 minute, you're a little kid experimenting with this new eye trick that you've discovered. When suddenly your mother drops the bomb, if you cross your eyes for too long, they'll get stuck that way. Obviously, internal panic ensues as you scramble to correct your eyes.
Guys, I think they're stuck that way.
And
I think my eyes are stuck this way. Hey, guys,
according
I can't see you.
to experts, children cross their eyes for fun, but they can't hold the position for long, and it's not dangerous. They'll see double, but it won't leave any kind of permanent issues. His advice is just to ignore it, and kids will just stop doing it.
It's just not comfortable. Like, it hurts.
No, it's not comfortable. And you can only do it for so long before, you have to stop anyways.
All right, so I just reset my eyes. Are they still crossed?
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh, wow. Wait,
that's
are you
a problem.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, we might need to adjust this one because this old wives' tale might be true. Hopefully your eyes can get unstuck soon. Next up, bees are only attracted to the color yellow.
Never heard that.
Have you ever noticed a bee hovering dangerously close to your yellow shirt and instantly longed to be wearing the blue one you tossed aside that morning? You're probably familiar with the old wives' tale that bees are only attracted to the color yellow. Surprisingly, however, this is just a myth. According to the New York Botanical Garden, bees perceive color differently than humans, making them able to recognize color on the lighter end of the spectrum, like yellow or green. On the other hand, bees see all darker colors as black. Due to their limited eyesight, bees are more likely to pollinate lightly colored flowers and gravitate toward light clothing, which in their minds are potential flowers. So yeah, bees are not only attracted to the color yellow.
I would love it if someone could please figure out a way to make goggles that you can put on that you can
see like a bee
sees or any insect. You can flip through and pick different insects. You could see like a spider sees or see like an ant sees. That'd be cool.
I'm sure that has to exist. If not, you need to invent that.
I mean, I have no resources to make that happen.
What?
So if someone could take that idea and maybe just give me a
Andrew,
shout out, that'd be
Andrew,
cool.
you were just talking about like that whole investor conference you went to in the Alps that didn't work out, and you were, all your fancy nice dinners. Isn't this something that you could invest in for Angela with all your millions and everything? Even some of your billions?
Listen, I don't know where this rumor got started that I have a lot of money.
Oh, please, Andrew, please give Ange some money.
I don't really have any money. I'm sorry. Maybe I lost it all at that conference you made.
But why did you just tell me that you put like $5,000 down on the Cavaliers to win the championship, Andrew?
Well, because that's a good investment, Zach.
Wait,
I
why?
mean, that's going to happen.
There are men signaling for your private helicopter. You don't have any money? Oh, are you leaving for your private helicopter, Andrew? Wait, no.
I'll stay. I'll stay just to finish this quiz, but then I'm going to get on my private helicopter and leave you guys behind.
Okay.
Deal.
Related to colors, just like the last one was about yellow, this one's about red. So the old wives' tale is bulls hate the color red. In bullfights, there's a traditional red flag that the matador dangles in front of his bull opponent, challenging it to charge. While many people believe that the bull chases the flag because of its inherent hatred for the color red, this is not actually true. Bulls, like all cattle, are colorblind. In reality, bulls are equally as bothered by green and blue flags as they are by red ones. So what makes the bull surge towards that flag? They're actually instigated just by the flag's motion, not by its color.
Interesting.
So you could wave any sort of flag you want. That's going to upset them, I guess.
Huh.
Yeah, that's good to know. Nothing to add. I've not been to a bullfight or the running of the bulls. I do know of the Chicago Bulls. But
they are red.
They are red.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, you may not be as familiar with that one, but maybe you'll be more familiar with this next one, Zach. Should you always follow the 5-second rule?
Yes.
If you've ever let a snack slip from your fingers, you've probably thought about following the 5-second rule.
All the time.
This well-known rule implies that food can lie on the ground for 5 long seconds before becoming contaminated by bacteria. Unfortunately, there is no scientific evidence of a golden window in which food can be dropped and safely recovered. So this one is a myth. What do you think, Angela? Do you use the 5-second rule anyway?
Every day.
Every day?
All the time.
What are some common things that you drop since it's an everyday occurrence for you?
Food. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There was one recently.
Hot dogs?
No, not hot dogs.
Don't worry about it.
Usually just like stuff when I'm cooking. So like if I'm chopping something and like a cucumber falls on the ground, you rinse it off. Go for it,
So you still rinse it off, though. You don't just throw it right back in and keep going.
Depends on what it is.
Depends on what it is.
Sometimes
Gotcha.
I just eat it anyway.
I think constitution matters as well. If it's something that sort of like splats on the ground, then it's just a mess at that point that you can't like really do anything with it.
Right.
But if it's like a French fry or a thing that holds like a vegetable, like a piece of broccoli, is going to be fine being chopped. Like,
And if you're going to like cook it afterwards too, you know what I mean? If I'm chopping up veggies and one of them falls on the ground, but I'm throwing it all in the oven to bake anyway.
Right.
Yeah. If I know something's being cooked, I'll rinse it off, and then the heat is presumably going to kill a large amount of the bacteria. Now, if it is something just incredibly delicious and it is hot, it's not going to get any better. It's probably only going to get worse. I'd probably eat it off the floor.
We talked about coffee and caffeine in a previous episode. This old wives' tale is that coffee stunts your growth.
It's real.
You think that one's real?
I do. I started drinking coffee.
Did you have a friend who told you about that one too? Or?
No,
Okay.
It's my own personal experience. Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome.
No, I drank coffee when I was in like high school. I'm the shortest one in my family.
Oh, okay. Well, you probably stopped growing about that time anyway, right?
No. I had much more growth to go.
Okay.
I think if
boy.
I hadn't drank coffee, I would have been 5'10" by now.
Oh boy.
I'm just kidding. Instead of my measly 5'5".
According to Johns Hopkins, the caffeine present in coffee will not affect children's growth patterns. Furthermore, limited coffee consumption is actually linked to numerous health benefits, such as the reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. How about that? Do humans only use 10% of their brains? You may be familiar with the 10% myth, a common misconception that humans are only capable of using 10% of their brains. This belief is often cited by people who claim to have psychic powers or access to untapped parts of their brain, and even served as a storyline for the 2014 film Lucy. However, research has shown that this isn't true. In reality, the human brain, the entire human brain, is constantly active, even when we're sleeping. So this belief is definitely false.
So where does that come from then?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Feed a cold, starve a fever. We all heard about that one before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forget the old saying about starving a fever to make it go away. Fasting will weaken you just as you should be preserving your strength. Even if you don't feel like eating, you should consider trying bland foods like chicken soup, toast, or other soothing foods. The key is to feed your body healthy foods in order to strengthen your immune system so you can fight infections. So you should not starve a fever.
Oh, okay.
What do you know?
Oh, here's a good one. Turkey makes you tired.
Like Thanksgiving?
Each year on Thanksgiving,
It's true.
yeah, you get that,
Accurate.
tryptophan, right?
Yeah.
While meat does contain tryptophan, an amino acid that helps to create melatonin, a brain chemical known for making people tired, but turkey does not actually cause more fatigue than any other foods.
Wrong.
Oh, okay.
It's
So we have some
it's
disagreement.
wrong. It totally can't be the fact that we're all encouraged to just shovel in a ton of like cheese, stuffing, and potatoes, starch. Like it can't be that.
Large quantities of carbohydrates and alcohol that most people consume on
What?
Thanksgiving
No.
are the real culprits behind this
kidding.
widespread fatigue. So don't blame the turkey.
No, we're blaming the turkey.
I will not be blaming the booze.
Thank you for listening to the Health is Real podcast from Franklin County Public Health. We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts at fcph@franklincountyohio.gov, and be sure to follow us on your favorite social media platforms. And did you know that we offer vaccine clinics and education throughout Franklin County for both children and adults? Talk to a public health nurse to ask questions or schedule your vaccine appointment by calling us at 614-525-3719 or email shots@franklincountyohio.gov.